This video is going to talk us through an example of a while loop in JDoodle, and just to refresh some of our loop concepts, and that is all loops have three parts. They are the initialization, which is where we set the starting value. So in a while loop, that must be done before the loop. So for example, I'm going to say num is assigned 0. That's my initialization, and that means that I'm going to start counting at 0. Every loop has a loop guard, and the loop guard is the condition that determines whether or not a loop will execute. The format for a while loop we have seen in our PowerPoints. If we go back, the while loop has an initialization before the loop, and then it has the keyword while followed by the guard expression. This guard expression has to evaluate to either true or false. You will have statements inside the loop, and then we have to update the loop control variable. So if we go back, we have the keyword while, and then we have the guard. Now the guard has to be some expression that involves this loop control variable. Num is our loop control variable in this example, and I'm just going to do num is less than or equal to, let's say, 40. And so that's my condition that determines whether or not the loop will execute. So right now, num has a value of 0. If I go into the loop, 0 is going to be less than or equal to 40. That's going to be true. So then I begin the loop. And on this one, I'm just going to output some data. And I'm going to use a print statement followed by just a space so we can see the data going across the screen. And last but not least, if I don't change the value of num, I would create what's called an infinite loop. So I have to update this loop, and I'm going to count by 10. So num is going to be assigned num plus 10, which means as it goes through, it's going to increase by 10 every time. If I click execute, we were in luck. We didn't have any errors, so it's counting by 10s up to 40. Now if I wanted to count by 1s, I could go back in here and just change this to 1, and it could execute and count all the way up to 40 by 1s. That's your introduction to the basic while loop. We will cover some common mistakes and other items in different videos.